The ocean holds its secrets close, tales of mermaids and krakens. But none are as poignant as the tales of the selkies, a life forever caught between the allure of the sea and the warmth of human touch. This is their story. In the heart of the ocean, hidden from human eyes, lies a secret. A colony of seals, sleek and playful, bask on the rocks. They are the guardians of an ancient magic, the keepers of the selkie legacy. Their eyes, dark and knowing, hold the wisdom of the sea. They alone know the true nature of the selkie transformation. For beneath their slick, dark fur lies a human form. Transforming from beast to human, they step onto the shore, but the transformation comes at a price. Deep beneath the waves, where sunlight struggles to penetrate, lies the selkie realm. Here, amidst the coral reefs and kelp forests they gather. Their laughter echoes through the water, as beautiful and haunting as a siren's song. They dance and play, their movements fluid and graceful. The young selkies listen, their eyes wide with wonder and a touch of fear, for they know that one day they too will feel the call of the land. But for now, they are content to revel in the magic of their underwater world. The coastline holds its breath. It has borne witness to countless tales of the selkies. Whispers carried on the wind hint at their presence. Fishermen spin yarns of their encounters, tales tinged with both fear and respect. For the selkies are creatures of immense power, both alluring and dangerous. Yet whispers persist of selkies drawn to the human world. Tales of forbidden love, of stolen skins, of hearts torn between two worlds. The village of Eriskay clung to the rugged coastline. Life here was dictated by the rhythm of the sea. The villagers were a hardy folk, their faces weathered by the wind and sun. Among them lived a young man named Liam, the fisherman's son, with eyes as blue as the summer sky and hair as dark as a raven's wing. He carried himself with a certain solitude, as if he was listening to a song only he could hear. One cool morning, as dawn painted the sky with hues of rose and gold, Liam set out in his small boat. A thick fog hung over the water, shrouding the familiar coastline in an ethereal mist. He rowed further out than usual, drawn by an inexplicable pull. Suddenly, through the swirling mist, he saw it. A shape on the rocky shore of a small secluded cove. There, draped over a smooth weathered rock, was a sealskin cloak. An unexplainable energy emanated from the sealskin. Liam felt drawn to it, compelled to touch its smooth surface. As his fingers brushed against the fur, a shiver ran through him. He heard a gasp. Turning, he saw her. A woman emerged from behind a cluster of rocks, her eyes wide with alarm. "Please," she whispered, her voice as haunting as the cry of a seabird. "Do not touch it. it is mine. Liam found himself transfixed. He had never encountered such beauty, such an aura of otherworldly charm. "Who are you?" he breathed. "My name is Maeve," she replied. "And that," she gestured towards the shimmering skin, "is my burden and my freedom." Bound by a silent promise, they agreed to meet again beneath the silver glow of the next full moon. The days stretched into an eternity. Liam counted the hours, his heart pounding with anticipation and fear. He returned to the cove every day, drawn by an invisible force. The full moon rose, casting its silvery glow upon the churning sea. Liam waited, his heart pounding in his chest. Then he saw her. Maeve emerged from the surf, her silhouette framed against the moonlit water. Their eyes met across the short distance, and in that instant time seemed to stand still. The world around them faded away, leaving only the sound of the waves and the beating of their hearts. Liam rushed towards her, his heart overflowing with a love he could barely comprehend. They spent their nights together, their love a beacon in the darkness. They swam in the phosphorescent waves, their laughter echoing across the water. They lay on the sand, sharing stories of their worlds, their hopes, their dreams. Liam learned of the selkie realm, of the underwater cities, and the creatures of myth and legend that shared their world. Maeve spoke of her people, of their ancient magic and their deep connection to the sea. And Maeve, in turn, was captivated by Liam's tales of the human world. Their love grew stronger with each passing night, fueled by their shared secrets and their unspoken promises. They were two halves of a whole, drawn together by a force as ancient and powerful as the tide itself. But even in their paradise, shadows of doubt began to creep in. Liam noticed a flicker of sadness in Maeve's eyes, a longing that even her radiant smile couldn't quite conceal. He saw how she would gaze out at the endless horizon, her brow furrowed. He heard the whispers of the sea in her voice, the call of her true home tugging at her heart. Liam tried to push the worry away, to lose himself in the magic of their love. But the fear lingered, a dark cloud, threatening to engulf the joy they had found in each other's arms. One night, as they lay together beneath the stars, Maeve turned to him, her eyes filled with a mixture of love and despair. "Liam," she whispered, "I cannot stay. The sea calls to me. Its pull grows stronger with each passing day." Liam felt his heart clench in his chest. "Don't leave me," he pleaded. "Stay with me. We can find a way, a life together here on land." Maeve shook her head, tears welling up in her eyes. "My love," she said softly, "I am of two worlds, but I can only truly exist in one. Promise me you won't forget me," Maeve whispered. "I'll never forget you, Maeve. You'll always be a part of me, as much a part of me as the sea itself." Days turned into weeks. The memory of Maeve lingered in Liam's heart, a bittersweet ache that refused to fade. The scent of salt air brought her back to him. He returned to the cove every chance he got. He would sit for hours, staring out at the vast expanse of water, searching for a glimpse of a seal, a flash of silver beneath the waves. The villagers noticed his withdrawal. They whispered amongst themselves, their words heavy with concern. The weight of his secret grew heavier with each passing day. He couldn't escape the memory of Maeve, of their stolen moments beneath the moonlit sky. He neglected his work, his fishing nets hanging empty. The sea, once his solace, now felt like a constant reminder of his loss. He tried to forget. He threw himself into his work, pushing himself to the point of exhaustion. But the moment he closed his eyes, Maeve's face swam before him. One night, a fierce storm raged over the village. The wind howled like a banshee, whipping the waves into a frenzy. Rain lashed against the windows, mirroring the turmoil in Liam's heart. He couldn't stay in the confines of his small cottage. He grabbed his cloak and ran towards the cove. The path was treacherous, slick with rain and buffeted by wind. But Liam didn't care. He needed to be close to the sea. He reached the cliff top, staring out at the maelstrom, a wild light in his eyes. "Maeve!" he cried out, his voice swallowed by the wind. "Maeve, where are you?" He knew it was foolish, mad even, but some primal part of him, some deep-seated hope refused to be silenced. He had to believe that she could hear him, that she could feel the depth of his love, even across the miles of raging water. As if in answer, a wave, larger than any he had ever seen, rose up from the depths. It towered over him, a monstrous wall of water poised to crash down and sweep him away. Liam closed his eyes, surrendering to the inevitable. He had lost Maeve. He had lost his heart to the sea. And now the sea was claiming him too. But instead of the crushing impact he expected, he felt a strange sensation, a lightness. He opened his eyes to find himself surrounded by a warm, ethereal glow. He was underwater, but he could breathe. He looked around, his heart pounding in his chest. The storm raged above, but down here, all was calm, peaceful. Then he saw it, a shape emerging from the murky depths. A giant seal, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light, swam towards him. And as it drew closer, Liam realized with a heart-stopping jolt that he recognized those eyes. They were Maeve's eyes, filled with love, with sorrow, with a depth of emotion that mirrored his own. The seal nudged him gently, its touch surprisingly human. It was as if the ocean itself was trying to communicate with him, to offer him solace, to tell him that even in the face of impossible love, there was still magic to be found. Liam awoke on the familiar shore, the storm a distant memory. The sun broke through the receding clouds, painting the sky in hues of hope and renewal. He lay there, catching his breath, the echoes of the underwater encounter lingering in his mind, the warmth of the seal's touch, the unmistakable gaze of Maeve's eyes, It all felt real, yet impossibly dreamlike. He sat up, sand clinging to his clothes, and looked out at the vast expanse of the ocean. The sea sparkled under the morning sun, its surface now a mirror reflecting the clear blue sky. It felt different somehow, calmer, kinder, as if it had poured out its rage during the storm and emerged with a sense of quiet understanding. Could it be that his desperate plea, his cries on the cliff top had reached Maeve, that she had, in some inexplicable way, heard his pain and offered him a glimpse of solace? The thought, as fantastical as it seemed, warmed him from the inside. It was a flicker of light in the darkness of his grief. He rose to his feet, his legs shaky, but his heart lighter than it had been in weeks. The memory of Maeve's eyes, shining with love and acceptance, gave him the strength to face the day. He had made a promise to her, a promise to remember, to listen for her in the whisper of the waves, and he intended to keep it. Liam returned to the village a changed man. The shadow of grief still lingered, but it no longer threatened to consume him. He resumed his duties, his hands moving with practiced ease. They sensed a strength in his silence, a resilience born of sorrow. He would often hum, as he worked, a haunting melody from his soul. They called it the fisherman's lullaby, a bittersweet melody that echoed through the cobbled streets. Years passed. Liam grew older, his hair streaked with silver, his face etched with the passage of time and the wisdom gleaned from a life lived in harmony with the sea. He never spoke of Maeve, but her memory remained a constant presence in his life. He became known throughout the village as a storyteller. Children would gather around him, their eyes wide with wonder, as he wove tales of mermaids and sea monsters, of lost cities and ancient magic. His stories, though fantastical, always carried a ring of truth, a depth of emotion that hinted at a life touched by the extraordinary. He spoke of the sea with reverence, emphasizing its power, its unpredictable nature, and the importance of respecting its secrets. And sometimes when the wind howled and the waves crashed against the shore with a fury that mirrored the storm in his own heart, he would tell them about the selkies, about creatures who walked between two worlds, caught between the allure of the sea and the warmth of human connection. The villagers, raised on a diet of Liam's stories, developed a deep respect for the ocean and its inhabitants. They treated the sea with a reverence bordering on fear, always mindful of the unseen forces that governed its moods. The legend of the fisherman who loved the selkie was passed down through generations. Embellished with each telling, it became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the forbidden love that bloomed and withered under the watchful eyes of the moon. The sealskin, more than just a garment, it was an embodiment of the selkie soul, a tangible link to the depths, a physical manifestation of their dual nature. Woven from the essence of the sea itself, it held the secrets of their transformation. Liam, haunted by its texture, often pondered its significance. Maeve spoke of it with longing and despair. It was her freedom, the wild, untamed spirit of the sea. Liam understood the duality of the seal skin. He saw it reflected in Maeve's own struggle, the constant pull between her love for him and the call of her true home. It was a reminder that some creatures are not meant to be caged, that some spirits are forever bound to the wild, untamed forces of nature. He thought of the freedom Maeve experienced when she shed her skin, the effortless grace with which she moved through the water, the joy that radiated from her very being. It was a freedom he could barely comprehend, a wildness that both terrified and exhilarated him, and yet he couldn't begrudge her the sea. He knew that to trap her on land, to keep her from her true self, would be the ultimate act of cruelty. Her happiness, her very essence, was bound to the ocean's rhythm, to the ebb and flow of the tides. The sealskin, Liam realized, was a powerful metaphor for life itself. It represented the constant cycle of change, the ebb and flow of joy and sorrow, the delicate balance between holding on and letting go. Just as the tides shape the coastline, carving out caves and sculpting majestic cliffs, so too do our experiences shape who we are. We carry our burdens, our scars, and our triumphs woven into the fabric of our being. And like the selkies, we must learn to embrace our duality, to find beauty in both the light and the shadows, to accept that some things, however precious, are not meant to last forever. As Liam grew older, his understanding of the sealskin deepened. It was not just a physical object, but a symbol of the invisible threads that connect us all, to each other, to the natural world, to the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. He thought of the love he shared with Maeve, a love that transcended language, that defied the boundaries of worlds. It was a love born of the sea, nurtured by the moon's soft glow, and forever etched into the tapestry of his soul. And though the physical form of the sealskin was lost to him, he knew that its essence, its magic, would forever bind him to Maeve, to the sea, and to the enduring power of love that knows no bounds. The thread, though stretched thin by time and distance, remained unbroken, a testament to the enduring power of connection, a reminder that some bonds, once forged in the heart of magic and loss, can never truly be severed. The tale of the selkies, passed down through generations, echoes in the hearts of those by the sea, a whisper on the salt-laden breeze, a reminder of magic beyond the ordinary. The villagers of Eriskay, their lives intertwined with the tides, carry the legend in their blood. They understand the language of the waves, the secrets within the depths. Liam's story, though sorrowful, serves as a beacon of hope, showing love's endurance. The legend of the Selkies extends far beyond the shores of Eriskay. Whispers of their existence can be found in coastal communities around the world, each culture weaving its own unique interpretation of these enigmatic creatures. In the icy fjords of Norway, they are known as the Finnfolk, their transformations linked to the aurora borealis, their songs carried on the Arctic winds. The Inuit of Greenland speak of the Kalupalik, a shape-shifting creature that lures children to a watery grave, a cautionary tale warning against the dangers of the icy depths. From the windswept shores of Ireland to the rocky coasts of Scotland, tales of selkie encounters abound. Stories of fishermen captivated by their beauty, of children born with webbed fingers, of families forever bound to the sea by a mystical pact. These stories, though differing in detail, share a common thread. They speak of a deep connection between humanity and the natural world, a recognition of the unseen forces that shape our lives, the magic that shimmers just beyond the veil of our everyday perception. The selkie myth reflects our hopes, fears, and desires. It speaks to our fascination with transformation and connection. A creature shedding its skin resonates deeply within us. It mirrors our internal transformations and the masks we wear. The selkies longing for the sea reflects our own yearning for belonging. We are all caught between worlds, searching for our place. Love lost and found speaks to the universal language of the heart. Love endures, transcends boundaries, and leaves a mark on the soul. The story of the selkies, like the ocean itself, is vast, ever-changing, and ultimately unknowable. It unfolds with each generation, adding new layers of meaning, fresh perspectives on love, loss, and the sea's enduring power. As long as waves crash and the wind whispers, the legend of the selkies will endure. It invites us to explore hidden depths, embrace everyday magic, and never lose sight of wonder. The sea mirrors our souls, challenging us to confront fears and embrace vulnerabilities. Listen closely, and you might hear the selkies' ancient song, beckoning us to embrace mystery and magic.